Hi, my name is Chris and I own the Supernote A6X, and in this video I want to talk about the top 5 sections of the manual that were most helpful to me. I use this device primarily for script writing for my YouTube channel, Hello from Hawaii, just writing out ideas and outlining things, keeping everything organized for that channel. And getting this device has been really great in helping me do that. But the manual is quite long. As of this video, it's 136 pages. And so yes, you should read the manual, but like maybe most people, I didn't at first. I just kind of want to mess around and try it. But I have gone back to the manual several times to figure out how to do things, what things mean. And I thought that I'd just share 5 sections from the manual that were very helpful to me. So the first section is 2.3, the top toolbar, and that shows basically what the symbols mean. I mentioned this before, but a lot of the symbols that are used for the Supernote are not intuitive. Like you don't even know what that means, and you're like, what does that mean? And you should know what these things mean. So by looking at that section 2.3, it identifies all of the symbols, which is really important. I don't know all of them, like what the names are, but I do know at least what they do. And as you get more familiar with the device, you're gonna know what they do. So I don't think people should get too overwhelmed, but it's something that is one of the things that I'd recommend people look at in the manual, because you're just not gonna know what these symbols mean. The second section of the manual that I think is really helpful is section 2.5, which is the gesture eraser. So if you're not familiar with gesture eraser, it's just where you can put 2 fingers down and then you can just circle and then it'll just erase it. So instead of having like an eraser, a dedicated eraser, or clicking on the erase feature, the little button, then you erase and then you go back to pen. By gesturing with your 2 fingers, you can just bypass that. Now sometimes it's a little bit of a hassle if I'm holding the device with one hand and I'm writing. It's kind of hard to hold the device and you know what I mean? It's like it's hard to do this as I'm writing, but I'm glad that they illustrated the proper way to do it as well as the way not to do it. And if you get this device, you'll probably want to get used to the gesture just to erase, because you'll make some mistakes. Although I will say, when I make mistakes like here, sometimes I just scratch it out. I don't even erase it, I just scratch it out, because that's what I normally do when I'm writing with a pen. But it is nice to get rid of marks real quickly, and you don't have to go and click the eraser every single time. The third section of the manual I found helpful was 3.7, it's synchronization. I love the fact that to synchronize on this device is really simple. It's basically a swipe down from the top and a tap, and it starts to synchronize if you're connected to Wi-Fi. I think that's a really great feature. It's one of the easiest things to get into, and I'm glad that they didn't hide it behind folders and menus and click buttons. It's just boom, it's just right there. But you will want to synchronize your device, whether it's to Dropbox or to their own cloud. I'm hoping that we'll have Google Drive support soon. But synchronization is important. I try to do it every day at the end of the day, just after I put up my notes, just so it's up there, just so it's saved. I mean, there's nothing really crazy in my notes anyway. It's just mostly scripts and ideas, but still it's just nice to have that backup just in case. The next section that I found helpful was 3.9, which is the Side Slidebar section. It kind of explains what that is, but I like the fact that you could customize your sidebar. I found that feature to be very interesting in the beginning, especially when you set up your quick access. I don't use that feature as much as I probably should, but still I like the fact that you can do that, and I'm hoping that they'll actually change the interface of that sidebar, the slide bar, when it pulls up. But that section of the manual does a really good job of just explaining how to customize it and what each thing is for. And the last section, which comes towards the end, is 11.2.1, which is the screen lock password. And I thought that I'd be using screen lock a lot more, because security is important to me. I want to make sure if my device gets stolen or it's just lying around, that not anyone can just grab it and use it. But I realized that because it has 6 buttons or 6 numbers that you got to push, it just takes way too long for me. So I'm like, it's okay. And I realize that most of the time I'm using this device, it's gonna be at home. But if I do take out the device and I know I'm gonna be out and maybe right out there, I might put up the password and set it up there. But I just found that the screen lock password was way too inconvenient. When I have an idea, I don't wanna be punching in like numbers and stuff. I just wanna open it and then write, just like I would with a regular notebook. But despite that, I found that that part of the manual was helpful in just figuring out where it was in this device. So I would highly recommend reading the entire manual. You're probably not going to memorize it all. You just want to try to figure out what you need and then move on with your life. But these were the 5 most useful parts, the most helpful parts of the manual for me, especially when I first started getting this thing set up, because I didn't know what anything meant or where anything was. But yes, the manual, probably should read it, and I'm glad that it's on the device. So hopefully this video was helpful. Thanks for watching.